Okay, Terry, you want to start with the correspondence?
I'll do that. Receipt from a resident for Sergeant Sagan and PFC Gray. Sergeant Sagan and PFC Gray responded to a water main break. They quickly taped off the area so bystanders were safe. They took time to talk to the children, which was greatly appreciated. From a resident for Animal Control Officer Rudowitz. The resident's dog ran away and Animal Control Officer Rudowitz was able to locate it. The owner was very gracious for all of the efforts put in to bring his dog back home. From a resident to the entire police department, thank you for the prompt attention to the speeding issue on our street. From a resident to Animal Control Officer Rudowitz, this resident expressed how appreciative she is for Animal Control Officer Rudowitz. She has reached out to him numerous times and he has always shown professionalism. Received from Anthology to the entire police department. The staff and residents at Anthology wanted to thank SPD for keeping the community safe. That's the end of the correspondence.
Thank you. Public audience. We didn't have anything written. And I don't see anybody there that I don't recognize. So we'll go on to the approval of the minutes of the 10th. That was a special meeting where on the use of force. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as submitted?
Terry has a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
Is there a second?
I second the motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next is the meeting on the 14th of September. Again, any additions, exceptions? If not, Chair will entertain a motion to have the minutes accepted as read or as submitted.
I move to accept the minutes as submitted.
And a
Terry seconds.
Thank you. Okay, all business. The Deputy Chief Search Committee, the results of which we've turned over to the town to do their due diligence as far as the things that they have to do from the personnel. And it's my understanding that the only thing that's pending is the polygraph. And based on that, I'd like to make a motion that we extend a offer of employment to Chris Davis, who we selected. Is there a second?
Terry will second.
Okay. Any discussion? I think
Hey, just a question from the new guy here.
Yeah.
Is one tied to the other? Can they be independent actions or does it matter?
I don't think it makes much difference. Normally we go ahead and hire people based on pending them successfully passing the polygraph, if that was, or background check, whatever it might be. So I think because our meetings are once a month, and the next meeting would be the middle of November, and my understanding is that if the polygraph goes successful, that you'd start that the deputy chief would start on the 26th.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Long is now logged in, but he has a question. I don't know if the audio is working.
We haven't heard of it.
I don't know what's working and what's not working.
Okay, I think we can hear you now.
Well,
You were there.
I just wanted to make sure your motion.
that you made it to
Contingent upon completion of the background. assessment.
background. Anybody hear that?
We heard the beginning.
You made a motion to,
That we extend a employment offer
Yes.
contingent upon successful completion of the background investigation.
Yeah, and my understanding, Mike, the only thing on the background that's pending is the polygraph.
Well, whatever it is, whatever is pending. When that's complete successfully,
Yeah,
then we're authorizing the department to go ahead and offer the position.
yes.
I'm fine with it. I'll second that if nobody else has.
Sorry, I didn't understand you.
I said I'd be happy to second that
No
if
one
no one
else?
else has.
Okay. Perfect. Anyone else have any other comments before we vote on the motion?
Just to be clear, we're voting on a motion to offer the employment contingent on the passing of the polygraph, correct?
Right. To Chris Davis, better known as Chris with hair.
It's passing whatever's left of the background investigation, Jenna.
Correct, okay. Just making sure I understood what you were saying because it was a little jumbled on my end.
All right, all in
Sorry about
favor? All in favor of the motion?
that.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
any dissent? Hearing none, we'll, someone will get in touch. I imagine personnel will get in touch with the deputy chief, the candidate, and extend him that offer. And thanks again to all of you for your help on the selection, the work you did. It was above and beyond the call, and I appreciate it. Terry, Mike, Jenna. And we should welcome aboard Commissioner Schweitzer. Is that the correct pronunciation?
That's right. You got it.
Okay.
Schweizer or Schweitzer. It's all,
Okay.
it all works.
Well, welcome and happy Navy birthday. I'm wearing my Navy sweatshirt.
Well done, Terry. Nice job.
Well, welcome aboard. It's a great group, and we welcome having now have a full committee. So it would be super.
Well, thank you. It's a privilege to join you all in such important work. And so I appreciate it.
Okay, great. The chairman has no report. The chief?
I have a question about old business. I
Yes.
wanted to follow up if we had heard back from the Board of Selectmen regarding the memorandum of understanding with the town commission, the town manager.
My understanding that, and Mike would be better because he's been the one that's been talking to the attorney on it. That it hasn't been agreed to by all parties. Is that correct, Mike?
Mike has left my screen.
Yeah, mine also. We'll see if the chief can get him back.
Chief, we're not hearing you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just talking to Mr. Long. I still kept him on the regular landline. So he did not hear the question. Commissioner Caulfield, if you wouldn't mind just repeating that.
I wanted to know if we had an update on the memorandum of understanding with the town from the Board of Selectmen.
My understanding is that it's being considered tonight in executive session by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, will they reach out to Chairman Cosgrove when it's done? When they've made a
Well,
choice?
I don't know. I assume
right.
so. Could be another several months, but, I would assume that they would reach out at the results of that meeting, whatever they come up with.
Okay. Thank you much.
Okay. Chief, your report?
Okay, so no update on the radio system yet, except that we're still waiting for the
Nick, I'm
equipment.
gone again.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, no, they can hear you, Commissioner Long. You couldn't hear me. I'm sorry. I'll keep it on mic. No real update on the radio system. We're still waiting on the equipment. It should be a couple more months. As far as the body cameras and in-car cameras go, after our last meeting in September, the Board of Finance had a meeting the day after on September 15th, and the board unanimously passed a motion to approve spending for the body cameras and the car cameras from the private duty fund. These cameras have all been ordered, and the process for reimbursement from the state has begun.
Super.
On that same evening, the Board of Finance also unanimously approved spending for 3 administrative vehicles from the private duty fund as well. Update on the new MDTs. Those were purchased at the beginning of this fiscal year, and they have been all installed in the cruisers now. Those are the mobile data terminals in each of the cruisers. As far as overtime, it seems to be something that we keep an eye on now every meeting. So I'd like to report that the non-supervisory shifts are down 62% looking at this September compared to last September. The non-supervisory shifts, I'm sorry, and the supervisor shifts were up 36%, which was 5 shifts. And those were mostly due to vacation and sick leave. As far as dispatch, the 47% decrease in overtime, again, September this year compared to September last year.
Are we up to full compliance?
We are not. We still have 1 vacancy in dispatch.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. As far as our CLIA, our national accreditation goes, we're still waiting for that final report from CLIA, and I will get that to you when that is completed. And that is from CLIA. And then for personnel, we are currently still in the selection process for sworn officers to fill 3 patrol officer vacancies. We're in the background process with 1 applicant who is currently certified in another jurisdiction, and there have been several interviews with other candidates. We currently have that 1 dispatch vacancy announcement, and it's on policeapp.com to fill that 7th position. The closing date is November 7th. And information about that announcement can be located on the policeapp.com website. I wanted to share my screen with you. Let's see if I can do this here for this next item. So here's a car that we currently have out there.
Wow.
And I'll move to another screen that also shows it. And I'll just read this section here for you so you have an understanding of the purpose of this here. Public safety is a part of a much larger mission at the Simsbury Police Department. That mission is the overall health and well-being of our entire community. Look for the pink cruiser throughout town during the months of October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month and November for No Shave November to help generate donations to support those affected by cancer. Those are our loved ones, coworkers, friends, and neighbors. Together, let's use this pink cruiser as a reminder of how precious life is. Let's use it as a catalyst to bring us closer and inspire the care and compassion we have for each other. Funds raised will stay local to help cancer patients in Simsbury and will be made available through the Connecticut Cancer Foundation, funding critical everyday life expenses such as rent, utilities, and food, and cancer research. Let's show our support as a community that cares. Sims cares. There's a link that will take you to our Facebook page, which has this posting. You click on that link, and then it'll bring you to the page that the Connecticut Cancer Foundation has created for us so people can donate. This was possible because of a very large donation from Big Y World Class Market, and also Science Plus Print in East Granby was the company who wrapped the cruiser for us, and they also provided a donation in that service. So that car went out just 2 or 3 days ago, and there's some real positive feedback on our Facebook page about that. And we'll keep that going through at least the end of November.
Chief, that's great. I'd like to let you know you got a nice shout out during the 6 p.m. news on Channel 3 tonight over that car.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't catch that. Very good. Thank you. And then one more item before the consolidated monthly report. The just motor vehicle thefts, again, one of those things that will probably continue to report on a monthly basis unless these numbers change. January 2019 to September through September 2019, there were 11 motor vehicle thefts in town. So that same time frame this year, January this year through September, we've had 27. So over double the amount. We have continued to work on this by way of social media, by way of high visibility, all sorts of things. And we are in the process of developing some other signs and notifications for people to, start locking their vehicles and not leaving the keys and fobs accessible. We also did sound bits for WSIM, the Simsbury Fire radio station.
Is there any specific section of town that is getting hit harder than others?
So there may be a larger cluster in the southern part of town, but it has hit, all sections of town. So it seems
closer to 44.
Well, closer to all the main routes, to 44, Route 10, 167, 315. So it's those major routes.
There was something on Facebook, and I wanted to find out if it's accurate. I know Facebook is always accurate, about the motor vehicle thefts now extending into people's garages, and that somebody's local to my neighborhood, their garage was broken into and the car was broken into. It was locked. Everything was locked. And I just wondered if there's been an escalation in the type of break-ins or entries that we're seeing.
Yeah, so we have had people enter opened garage doors and take cars from open garage doors. It is our finding in these cases that the cars are unlocked, the buildings are unlocked, keys are left in the cars.
Gotcha.
Whether that's being reported by the homeowner of the car, or the car is then located with no damage to it or potentially a key in it. This is the common theme.
Chief, there's no one specific type of vehicle that's, that lends us to think that that's more susceptible, right?
Absolutely not. No, not by this manner. These people are going through the cars, they're checking the car doors. And if it's unlocked, they go in, they look for items, they look for a key, they press the start button if it's activated by way of fob, and then they're off. That's all I have for my report.
Okay. The budget. I understand that we're closing in on what we're going to plan to forward to the selectmen.
Yeah. So prior to our next meeting in November, I'll put together a draft proposal for some budget needs so we can have a good discussion about what the department needs are. So I just wanted to bring it up. We're trying to get a jump start on it this year so we don't run into any time frame issues.
Excuse me a minute. Excuse me for that absence. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss at this meeting?
Terry does not.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
You there, Mike?
I think I'm here, yeah.
You have anything you'd like to bring up before we?
Nothing to discuss discussed. Thank you very much. I apologize, but I have no idea what's wrong with this.
Okay. Would you like to make your favorite motion?
If it's timely, yes, I'd like at this time to move that we adjourn.
Terry will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much, all. And we have a regular meeting in November. I think we should go back to our Monday schedule then. Thanks again. Bye
Sounds
now.
great. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.